Not every exercise is suitable for every person. Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop and rest.
Alexis back with your Priority One Fitness Show. Guess what? It's that time again. And I'm guessing that if you are living right here in Portsmouth, it's early in the morning. So let's see what we can do to wake you up a little bit. I have this magic about me where I can wake you up and somehow manage to put you to sleep all at the same time. So we're going to warm up today, kids. You'll recognize, hopefully if you've been with us before, you'll know George has been on the show. Hi, George. So today, everyone, we're going to focus on, here it comes, coordination. Some lefty-righty brain. So what we're going to do today is focus on the left-right once again, but as you know, mistakes encouraged. Don't worry about keeping up. Just try to get done what you can do, and what doesn't work, doesn't work. Who cares? Keep breathing, take a break when you need to. So we're going to demonstrate the same exercises. One of us will do them standing. One of us will do them seated. I'm going to be your seated guy. George is going to be the strong one up on his feet. So you can switch up. Everything we do sitting down can be done from the chair. So if at any time you decide you don't want to be up on your feet, well, follow along with me. Anytime you feel like you want to get up on those feet and get moving, standing tall, go ahead and follow George. So you'll see George is already, what a gentleman, getting things all set up for me. So when we think about that chair, what you'll notice that George brought me is a hard-seated chair. If we've had this chat before, then you know we want a hard-seated chair so the hips sit squarely below the shoulders and the spine. If we're in a soft chair, sure, we can go ahead if that's what you have, use what you have. But if you have a hard-seated chair, we'll be better off. It's going to, again, keep those hips nice and square. And that's an important thing. We don't want those hips sinking too low into a soft and cushy chair, because somehow soft and cushy doesn't really go with exercise. So what do you say we get started? So first and foremost, I'm going to have a seat. George is going to stand up. And when we think about what's coming, George is going to do some simple heel touches in front of the body, akin to what I'm about to do, which is going to be a heel and a heel. And he's picking up anytime he's ready. Now you'll notice no big pace, no heavy pace here. What we're looking to do is warm up these big muscles in the front of the body. You're going to go as slow or fast as you choose. As I mentioned, take a break anytime. So as we tap the heel, the toe comes up, we're flexing, and we're thinking about the muscles at the base of the leg as well. The simple heel toe makes a big difference for warming up those legs. We're standing tall or we're sitting tall with a simple heel tap for 6 and 6 and 5 and 5 and 4 more and 4. We have 3 and tap 3 and 2 and tap 2 and 1 and tap and rest. Okay, now I'm going to tap my toe back and underneath the chair, and George is going to tap the toe behind the body. You'll notice he reaches back and behind with that toe. So what I'm looking to do sitting down is just tap my toe back and center. Yep, he's got it. Back and center, toe behind and center, toe behind and center. Tap that toe and in, tap that toe and in. Reach back and center, reach back and center. Best of 5 and in and 5. We're warming the hamstring. 4 and in, 4. It's the back of the leg, 3, and the rear end, 3. Tapping back, 2 and in and 2 and in and 1 and in and done. Okay, the next one we're going to do together will be pretty simple. George and I have done these together plenty of times. So we're going to bring the arms down. We're going to warm up the shoulder and the chest, one after the next. So either sitting or standing tall. Quick note to self, if you are sitting down, if you're joining me, remember that you're breaking up with the back of that chair. We want to stack your shoulders over your hips as opposed to relying on the back of the chair. So go ahead and rely on your body for that posture. The arms are down at your side. We're going to bring them swiftly up to shoulder height. We turn the palms in and we squeeze the chest. And we're going to bring them back into the T position and down. The palms are down. The palms turn in. The palms turn down and we release. And shoulder height and in for the chest, and out to the side, and take it down. We have shoulder height. We're in for the chest, out to the side, and take it down. We have 3, and in, and out, and down, and shoulders, and chest, and release. And one more time, we bring them up, we pull in, and we squeeze the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, now we're going to think about the back of the bod, because of course what we do in the front, we have to balance in the back. So we're going to round the arms, sitting or standing. Now, quick note, one thing you may not have noticed that George is doing, because he's doing it intrinsically, is that he's standing with his weight in the center of both feet. So he could wiggle his toes if he wanted to. We want to make sure you're balanced. So weight in the center of both feet, everything up and tall, and eyes on the road. Okay, for the back of the bod, we're going to round these things right here. You got your arms up and level. We're going to take those elbows high and wide into 90 degrees, and you're squeezing the spine between the shoulder blades. Now let's round those arms and squeeze your spine, and you'll notice the elbows come high and wide in a level position. And we draw the elbows back to 90 degrees, and we reach forward. Squeeze the spine with your shoulder blades and reach forward. We're going to do 4 more of these and round the arms. Keep the elbows high for 3 and round those puppies. Pull them back for 2, and we're going to hold this one and isolate those muscles. Try and draw a line from elbow to elbow and squeeze what you have. Breathe. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, you ready, Freddies? Here we go. Now, this is going to be the left and right. You might notice George is giggling because he knows what's a-coming down the track. So you might end up using 2 right limbs. You might end up using 2 left limbs. Who cares? Nobody's watching. It's just us. So make it work for you. Now, when we think about the left and right brain, what we're looking to ask the body to do is use 1 right limb and 1 left limb. It doesn't matter which ones are which, but what we're looking for are opposite sides of the body to work together. So when you're ready, we're up nice and tall. Of course, where else would we be? Pick a pair, and out you go. We are out and in, and out and in, and left, right, center, left, right, center. We make it look easy, but it's tougher than you know. You got your left and right in, you got your left and right in. And reach and retract, and reach and retract. We're out for 10, and in, and 10, and in. Keep those arms narrow if you can, left and right if you can find it. Chin on that shelf, and 8. Chin on that shelf, and 8. And shoulders low, 7. And we're out for 7. We have 6 and center, 6 and center. Left, right, and 5. Left, right, and 5. Easy pace for 4. Nice and slow for 4. To the front, and in. To the front, and in. 2 more. 2, and in, and 2, and in, and 1, and in, and done. Let's rest. That wasn't so bad, right? Hey, guess what? Only 89 rounds to go. Nah, we're gonna get a handful of things done. I don't think I put that together right, but who cares if it comes out right? So we're going to think about, again, left and right. Everything we do today, the derivative will be coordination. That's what we're looking for. Work on that left brain, right brain balance. So now, what we did just a moment ago, we're going to take that out to the sides. If you're following along with me and you're seated, we're going to reach to the corner of your imaginary square. Now you'll note that foot's coming out to the corner, the arm's going up to the corner. What have I done here? Left and right. George is going to do the same thing, but what you're going to notice is slightly different. He's reaching directly out to the side. So he's going to reach to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So it's going to be a little different standing up. And as always, look up, stay up, look down, go down. So make sure you keep your eyes on the road. Okay, we're going to start with our right arm and left leg. You start wherever you like, and we'll see you when you get there. We are out and in, and side and center, side and center, side and center, and out and in. Left, right, out and in. Shoulder and hip, center, shoulder and hip, and center. And eyes on the road, 10. Chin on the shelf, 10. Shoulders are low, 9. Stand tall for 9. Left, right for 8 and in. Left, right for 8 and in. You got your shoulder and your hip. You got your shoulder and your hip. You're out for 6 and in. And 6 and in. Left, right, and 5, left, right, and 5, and 4, and in, and 4, and in. 3 to go, and in, and 3. 2 more. Let's take it out, bring it home, and take it out, and in for 2. You have 1, and in, and you're done. And rest, rest. So that wasn't so hard, right? Uh-oh, I can feel it getting tougher. We're gonna try to mix it up. George loves this one. It's 3 and 3. Oh no, he says 3 and 3. So we're gonna take what we just learned and we're gonna pair it together. What we're aiming for here is 3 to the front, and then, you got it, 3 to the side. So again, if it doesn't mesh, who cares? Bigger fish to fry. So if it doesn't come together, pick the one that works for you and stick with it. It's better to achieve and feel rewarded than it is to worry about what you're not getting done. So don't sweat it. We're aiming for 3 to the front. Let's see what happens. Here we go. To the front for 3 and 2 and 1. Let's try the side. 3 and 2 and 1. And to the front. 3 and 2 and 1. Find the side. You're out for 3 and 2 and 1. I can feel George focusing. Front and in and front and in and reach to the side. Here we go. You have 3 and in and side and in and side to the front. Here we go. 3 and in and 2 and center. 1. Find the side. 3 and in and 2 and in. 1 more time and to the front. Here we go. 3 and center. 2 and center. 1 and out to the side and 3 and center. 2 and 1 and rest. So you know we make mistakes here on this side of the screen, so we fully expect you to make mistakes there on that side of the screen. Because who cares? Ultimately, who cares? We're moving, so let's keep moving. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving and going on. So thinking about what's coming next. This time I'm going to use my leg in the front and my arm to the side. A leg in the front and arm to the side. So we're going to do this twice. And the second run, George is going to show you a more challenging option. But first, let's see what we're asking the body to do. So what George and I are going to do is tap a heel in the front, and then we're going to use the opposite arm simultaneously. So you'll see what I've done here is I have the right arm to the side and the left leg to the front. Okay, the body actually has 6 directions. It can move forward and backward. It can move left and right. What are the other 2? If you said up and down, you've got it. We also move up and down. So we're bringing in a few different things here. We're thinking of the top part, the bottom part, the front, the side, the left, and the right. So there's a lot more going on here than we know. You ready? George and I are going to start with a left heel tap and a right reach, but make it up as you go. Right arm out to the side if you got it. Here we go. Right out and in. Left arm out. Right reach, out. Left reach, out. Right, left, reach. Right, left, reach. And we tap for 10 and in and 10 and in. Left, right, 9. Left, right, 9. Standing tall for 8. Chin on the shelf for 8 and in and 7. Easy pace and 7. Easy pace. Tap that heel and 6. Tap that heel and 6. Right reach 5. Oh, you almost counted up. 5 and in. Right reach 4 and left, right 4. And shoulder and leg 3. Shoulder and leg 3. And we reach for 2 and in and 2. One more time over here. One more time over there. And rest. Hey, we did it. We did it. So we can make that a little more challenging. You don't have to do this. Do it this way. You know that. So in knowing that already, you can give yourself permission to come back to your heel tap. If balance is a concern, always err on the side of safety. Make sure first you feel safe. You can break those or bend those parameters later, but let's not break them. So now what we're thinking about is the arm out to the side, and we're going to lift a knee. As we lift the knee, we notice that the heel comes up as if I'm pulling the heel out of some gum, and I'm going to keep that foot below my knee. And I'm going to ask George to demonstrate 2 things. So taking a look at George standing tall, as he lifts his foot with his knee with the foot in front, we can see, go ahead and rest, that the foot came up under the knee. I'm going to ask him to do that one more time. 90 degrees in the knee, and he rests. Now, the reason the foot wants to be under the knee is that the joints want to align. They support one another. The opposite, the way we want to avoid is to bring the foot up under the hip. So go ahead and there, you can see how you can't see his foot from where he is. Go ahead and rest. So when you're following along with George standing up, make sure that to the best of your ability, you draw the knee up in front and the heel up underneath it. Okay, when you're ready, team, we go right back to where you found me, or where you left me, I'm not sure. We're using the right arm and the left leg. And if you're up for it, we're going to draw the knee up on the left side. So here we go, kids. Right reach, out. Left reach, out. Right reach, knee up. Left knee up. Right reach, knee up. Left reach, knee up. And notice the knee comes up. You can squeeze the stomach here. Stomach engaged here. Stomach engaged here. Shoulders tall for 10 and down. 10. And if you're seated, 9. Keep your shoulders square. 9. Avoid hunching forward here. Avoid the hunch here. Keep your eyes on me for 7 and down. And 7. Knee comes up, squeeze the stomach. Knee up, squeeze the stomach and switch. 5 and switch. And 5 and switch. And 4 more, down. And 4, left, right for 3, front side for 3. Stomach tight for 2, heel up out of the mud, 2, and down. We switch 1 and in and done and rest. Look, you made it. Even if you're hanging out on your couch watching us, you made it. Congratulations. Okay, let's mix it up again. Let's mix it up again. So now we're going to think about coordination in just the upper body. Nothing too elaborate with the legs. We're going to give your legs a small break, but don't get too used to it. So thinking about coordination in the upper body, we're going to bring the arms down to the side. We're going to bring one up to the front. You ready, George? One up to the front. We're going to bring the other one up to the side. We're going to bring the first one down and then the second one down. And if you assume that this one comes up to the front now and the other one comes up to the side, you are right. So you can always make it up as you go. If you can't find that sequence, bring 2 arms up and then return to your hip. Bring 2 arms up and then return to your hip. Okay, let's see what happens. We're aiming for 1 to the front. Here we go. We are front and side and down and alternate. Front and side and down and switch. Front, side, and down and switch. Shoulder height and down and switch. And pull and release, release. Waist steady, spine tall, and down. Shoulder height and 7 and release and 7. Shoulder height and pull and down. Front and side and down for 5. Front and side and down for 5. Swift and release and down. Work those shoulders and pull and release and down. Up 3 and up and down and front, side and down for 3 and 2, pull and down for 2 and 2, pull and down. One more time. Bringing them up. Hold tight. Put some pails of water in your paws and squeeze those muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring both arms down, and we're going to go a little easy with 2 arms up. Use those shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, rest. Okay. All right, off we go. We're moving along. We're going to do a couple more together. Now, when we think about what's coming, I'm going to use, the arms and the legs. The arms and the legs. So this one works on reaction time, as well as improving that reaction time, and your lefty brain, righty brain. So we're using all 4 limbs one at a time. What we're looking to do is use a hand, and then a hand, and now a foot, and a foot. Now, we all have a propensity to use 2 limbs at the same time. We're all leaning toward wanting to use the right leg and the right arm at the same time. So if both of these babies shoot out in front of you, doesn't matter. You're built just like the rest of us. Roll on and don't worry about it. You'll find it. Hopefully you'll find it. So again, single limb, one limb at a time. Doesn't matter which hand. The series is hand, hand, foot, foot. Hand, hand, foot, foot, and we're gonna speed it up. So go at a pace that's comfortable for you. Okay, everybody, nice and tall, of course, and let's toss a hand up there. Hand, and hand, then foot, and foot. We have a slow start, hand, and hand, then foot, and foot. We begin to pick up the pace. Hand, and foot, and foot, and up. Hand, and foot, and foot. Take it up. Hand, and get down. Foot, and foot. Up you go with your hand, and foot, and foot, and reach. Hand, and foot, and foot. We're picking it up. Hand, and foot, and foot. 8 to go. Hand, and foot, and foot. Take it up. Hand, and foot, and foot. 6, hand, and foot, and foot. 5, hand, and foot, and foot. 4, hand, and foot, and foot. 3, hand, and foot, and foot. 2, hand, and one more time. Here we go. Hand, and foot, and done. Rest. All right, team. Now I'm going to take a quick moment. We're going to look at sitting and standing from the chair. Fortunately, this doesn't require any left and right brain, but it does require a little bit of balance and a lot of leg control. So George is going to go ahead and take, oh, look at that. He's a step ahead of me. He's 3 steps ahead of me. I'm going to stand up with you. What we're looking to do is sit and stand from our chair. So again, we want a hard seated chair. We're going to take a look at the mechanics. I'm going to return all the way down to the chair. George is going to show you how to perform an efficient squat. So in squatting, we lean the hips back and we always lead back with the hips. Anytime we sit, no matter where we're sitting or standing, it's the hips that take the lead. The hips go down and back and it's the knee that reacts. When we sit, we never lead with the knee forward. We always stick the rear end back. So let's practice using all of the leg muscles we have. Every muscle works here. So again, you're going to see George come down into what we call the squat position. That means he's not going to go all the way to the chair. He's going to rely on his body for that strength. And I'm going to come all the way down to the chair. So when you're ready, you notice we have our hips forward in the chair. We mentally connect our hips and our heels. We get ready to push up through the heels, and you're going to keep a ball, a phantom ball, between the knees on the way up and on the way down. Try not to let your knees collapse in nor rotate out. Keep the ball between the knees. Okay, just as I mentioned, we're going to push up through the heels at any pace you like. 3, 2, and up you go. Reach for your shelf. We lead all the way back and down with the hips, and we push up through the heels. And we go down and back through the hips. We're going to do our best of 8, 3, 2, 1, and up 7. Lead down and back with your hips. Up 6. I'm working George hard today. Up through those heels. 5 more. 3, 2, 1. Up with a little intent and down with control. Up with a little intent, ball between the knees. 3, 2, 1. We have 3 more. I think we did an extra push. 2, 3, 2, 1. Up you go. 1 and 3, 2. Everybody down in the chair. Even George. Well played, ladies and gentlemen. So the reason we did so many of them for you was not necessarily so that you could do all of them, but that you could get a good look at how they're done. And if you got 1 done, 2 done, 3 done, terrific. If you got 1 done, 1's better than not getting any done. So hopefully you could see that as George was sitting and standing, his spine was nice and tall. We always hinge in the hinges. I think I'm going to con him into 1 more of those. Let's take a quick look at the mechanics before we part ways today. So George is already up on those foots. Let's take a look at how his limbs line up. Go ahead and take it at those hips down and back for us, George. Now you see quickly, his shoulders are aligned with his hip. His spine is nice and tall. His hips are back and his knees never go past his shoelaces. These are the hinges. Always hips back. Go ahead and push it up. Yeah, there we go. Make them work a little harder. Okay, ladies and gents, now I mean it. Even George can have a seat. Let's take a few minutes. We're almost home. We're just going to stretch out a few of the muscles we used today. and we will part ways, and with any luck, I'll see you right back here tomorrow. So hips are forward. We're going to bring one long leg out. The heel is resting, and we're going to put a little give in the knee. Go ahead and place your hands on the stable leg, and we lean slightly forward through your hip. Your knee is relaxed, and with your tall spine, you can feel a bit of a stretch in the back of the upper leg. That's your hamstring. It does a lot of work in those sitting and standing exercises. And we're just breathing. 3 and 2 and 1. Come up through your hips. Trade them out. Go ahead and bring the other one forward. Okay, you straightened out your posture. You've relaxed your knee, and at your hips, with a straight spine, we hinge gently forward. You should feel that stretch in the back of the upper leg. Keeping the spine tall, and you're breathing. We're stretching those hamstring muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and up through your hips. Okay, kids, let's open up the leg to the side. We're going to walk one out to the side. Now, what you'll notice here is we took it heel toe. We've created a 90-degree angle right here, and we're stretching the upper inner hip as we turn our torsos to face toward you over the forward knee. And we're stretching right here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and walk that puppy back in. Toe and a heel and toe and a heel. And what we do on one side, we do on the other. So open up that hip girdle. Best of 90 degrees, torsos toward us, and you're going to feel that stretch right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it home. Just a little stretching out the rubber bands. Let's take it to the upper body now. Now we're going to bring one arm up. We're going to put the palm down over your melon, and you're going to lean in the direction of your pointing fingers. Not too far, just enough to feel a little stretch on the side of your bod. And we're breathing and hanging out together for 5, 4, 3, 2. And we're going to reach all the way to the ceiling and get a good old stretch. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done. Let's go ahead and bring the other one up. George is about to go through our full stretch, but we're not going to do it today. We're going to shorten things a little. Up and over. Thank you so much for coming out today, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alexis. We'll see you tomorrow. Bring it up. Bring it down.
Not every exercise is suitable for every person. Be sure to consult with your physician before starting, stopping, or changing an exercise program. All participants of this or any exercise program assume the inherent risk of injury due to exercise. If at any time you feel pain during any type of exercise, stop and rest.